bitterness from the pine, the last taste of your summer wine. Grant me the right to remain. Can't live for tomorrow, you say. Listen to bells as they chime, synchronize all in our mind. Feel like it's all meant to be. Hereafter is all that I won't let you know. I won't say to you, I won't cut you down and watch you fall.
Very welcome, our dear friends. We are in Valduero, in Bodegas Valduero. You have brought us the lovely sun because it has been raining during 1 week, and very welcome.
Thank you.
We are going to make a tasting. We are one of the oldest wineries in La Ribera del Duero. We were founders of La Ribera del Duero control denomination, and today we have the privilege of looking at all of these wonderful hectares of vineyards. And we are going to make a tasting with our friends.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for having us. So what are we tasting? What is this wine?
This is a Junquera wine. It's a white called Junquera, and it has a very authentic and very uncommon history because it is made with a varietal called Albillo. Albillo is a varietal that only grows up, it's a very indigenous grape that only grows up here in this land, in La Ribera del Duero. And many years ago, when the control denomination was created, like 50 years ago, the local viticultures began to take off the plants of white because they earned more money with the red, because the control denomination doesn't allow this grape. But Yolanda, my father Gregorio, and I decided to keep 15 hectares that we had from an inheritance, and nowadays they are the only hectares registered like Albillo grape in La Ribera del Duero. So we could say that this is the only Albillo, the only white made in La Ribera del Duero.
Oh, that's wonderful. So does this grape grow anywhere else? Any other countries?
Not really. In Spain grows a little bit in Madrid, but they don't elaborate.
Okay.
And here, mainly here in La Ribera del Duero. And we could say that this is the only Albillo elaborated into La Ribera del Duero.
So you
by
don't,
us. Yeah.
this is just a family wine? You just drink it, or you don't sell this, or you do?
No, we sell. We only produce 3,000 cases a year, which is not a lot. And even though it's very limited, that's the reason, because it's so concentrated.
Right.
You know, the yields are really low, and and we only elaborate 3,000 cases, but we sell it. Yeah,
it's delicious.
In June we've sold all the vintage. Yes. So now we are tasting the 2015 last harvest, and it shows a beautiful aromas, very tropical.
It's tropical.
I mean, it is not. It hasn't got the characteristics of the Spanish whites. Is really very special, very indigenous, and is what I told you before when we were making the tour. That what Valduero wants is to preserve what the land gives you, because this is a unique piece of land in our opinion, and it has beautiful grapes, Tempranillo and Albillo, and it's what we want to preserve and to give you in each bottle of Valduero. We want you to find a small piece of this land.
What do you like to have with this? What food?
What food? It would be fantastic, for example, because as you see, it's a very versatile white.
Right.
It's not.
It's got nice acidity.
Yeah, a nice acidity, very fresh, and but at the same time it's long, it's intense.
It is. It's very full
It's
body.
light, but at the same
Yeah.
time intense.
Right.
So very full body and with a lot of aromas. It would be fantastic with foie.
Okay.
It would be fantastic, for example, with white, with all kind of fishes, of course, seafood, of course, but even with white, what we call white meat, it would be that kind of duck,
Chicken.
you know, even
Right.
with pork.
Right.
It's
great.
It's
Beautiful.
Delicious.
Wonderful wine.
And in an aperitif, for example, is a wine
Yes.
for
Yes.
lovely aperitifs, but even for the beach. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting on
You
the
have-
porch.
Even for
Imagine
a
it.
trip.
Yeah.
Exactly. Imagine it in the beach with a lot of ice around,
Yes.
you know,
Oh, that'd be
totally
fun.
Oh,
ice.
that's
It would be
nice, yeah.
a lovely sensation to see the waves and the sea and to drink
Drink
this
some
junquera
Albio.
albillo. ALBILLO.
Oh. What do you think, Joe?
I think when you first taste it, it has a wonderful texture in the mouth first, and then all those
Right.
floral flavors.
Right. It's
And
got
then
a
long
Floral.
finish.
long
Floral.
finish.
Very
Yeah.
floral. Lots of floral
Good
notes.
nose, very floral, very
Great nose.
And it's got a really long finish. It's beautiful.
Long finish.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go with the crianza. Now we are beginning with the reds. This is our
Do you get excited then?
yeah.
I knew that. I could just tell you were like,
Yeah. This is our youngest red. I always call it, even though the denomination is a crianza, I always say that
2012.
our crianza is the youngest reserva that we have. Because in fact, as I told you before, in fact it's a reserva.
Right.
By time,
Right.
by elaboration, but everything is a reserva.
So 3 years total.
15 months, 3 years total.
Total,
15 months passing through 2 different types of oak, and then another 2 years more into the bottle, making the aging into the bottle.
Very nice.
It shows a spectacular explosion of aromas. As you see, the grape is here.
That's
The
what
grape
you
is very here, very.
the color
Very-
is incredible.
nice.
It's
The
beautiful.
color
Beautiful.
is
It's
fantastic.
so rich and
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah. It's a
It's
2012.
delicious. And it's a 12. It's
Yeah.
only
So
4
we are
years
in 16 and almost 4 years, and look at the color, look at the aromas. It's really.
I think my husband is like you. He's in heaven now.
Yeah, he's very happy.
He's so happy. It's great. It's delicious.
I love your word here. It's present.
Yeah.
It's really here.
So
Yeah.
the label is a very interesting label.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting. Let me tell you words about it.
Oh, wow.
It's the foundation of Castilla, and it is painted by a very famous painter here in La Ribera del Duero. His name is Bela Zanetti, and he's a very good friend of my father. And the history is very funny because when my father began many years ago, he was an admirer. He was a fan of Bela Zanetti, of this guy, that is very famous because he painted the mural of the United Nations, and he has several paintings in Metropolitan Museum and in the MoMA Museum.
Right.
And my father was a fan of him, but my father never had met him before. So he went. He went to his palace. He has a lovely Gothic palace here in a small village close to here. And my father visited him with 2 bottles with no labels, and very very Spanish scene. They began to drink and to drink and to drink, and suddenly they were very good friends. At the end of the they began to drink, and at the end of 2 hours, I mean, they were so friends, but they were a little bit happy, and my father asked him if we could use one of his labels, the Foundation of Castilla, in our bottles, and he said, yes, of course you can, Gregorio. We are very good friends, and I am happy with this wine, and so and so. And finally, my father said to him, well, but we have to talk about money, because I will pay you for the rights and so. And he said, no, you are not gonna pay me with money. You are going to pay me with wine.
I'm
And
very
my father
smart.
Smart.
and my father
A smart
said,
artist.
well, but wine to me is not to pay you. I mean, of course, I was thinking in sending you wine every year. And he answered him, wait until I die, and you see how you will pay me a lot more than if we would be with money. You know, if the payment would be done with money. And he lived a lot of years, and he drank a lot of Valduero, thank goodness, and they were very good friends, and that's the history of the
that's
great.
pine.
And it's wonderful.
It's the
because
foundation
they were
of
great
Castilla.
friends.
Castilla was this old kingdom, the first kingdom of Spain. So,
That's wonderful.
What did your father do before starting the winery?
He was an industrial engineering. He was civil engineering in the north. He was even though he was born here, as he was a boy of the post Civil War. Spain was totally devastated, and he had to go to the north to work and to study first, and then to work, because the industry in that period was the only economical area in which you can earn money. But he had always in his mind to come back and to found the winery.
Did he design bridges and roads and tunnels and
Yeah,
things like that?
exactly.
My father did the same thing. My father was a civil
really?
engineer.
Oh,
yes.
lovely. Lovely. So that's the reason, because he built these fabulous
You
tunnels
can see an engineer did that,
and the
yes.
cave that we have
And now we're on
visited.
top of it, aren't we?
Yeah,
It's
amazing.
amazing.
amazing. Yeah.
Really special place.
Mm.
Really special.
And your mother?
My mother is retired as well, but
Did she work in the winery?
She worked always in hotels. She had a hotel.
I
in
can see
Burgos.
that flare.
Oh.
And she was as well a very hard worker and very successful, by the way.
Yeah.
But now she's retired. She's 79 years old.
Does she cook?
Yes, very
As a chef,
well.
I have to
Very
ask you that. I
well.
knew she would.
She's a really fantastic cook.
Yeah.
She has a sensibility to. She's very artistic.
And is your home on this property then?
Yes, my sister lives very close to here, 15 kilometers. My sister and my father, and then myself in Madrid, because I am more in charge of the marketing. And
So how far is that for you to drive then?
just 1 hour and a half.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's not
it's
far.
not
Do you
very
drive
close
every
to-
day then?
No, not every day, because some of my time are traveling around
Right.
Europe or South
Right.
America, or even
Right.
the States.
We have to see you in the States.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
San Francisco.
On her show.
Will be
Yeah, yeah.
I adore San Francisco.
Yeah, it's a great city.
Yeah.
So where do you sell most of your wine then? What countries? What's first?
We are selling a lot in Europe, of course,
Okay.
because it
Right.
will be like our country.
Right.
And then, in the States we sell, and mainly in South America. South
Okay.
America is one of our best markets.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's
Which part? All
from
over?
Mexico to Brazil,
Really?
everywhere. We are everywhere, yeah. And we are a very recognized brand.
Mm.
Yeah.
In not Asia?
In
Asia?
Asia, yeah. In
yes.
China,
Oh, China.
Korea,
China's big now, isn't
Japan.
It? China's big, I know, for wine.
It's big, but it's not as easy as we
Okay.
could probably say, because even though it's a big country, but they haven't got any tradition of drinking wine.
Right.
So it's quite difficult to get in.
Yeah,
And
right.
you know, the philosophy, the Chinese philosophy is quite quite difficult to make business. I think that it's slow. It's not easy. No, it's not an easy country. We are, of course, and we have very good friends in China, but it's not easy. It's not easy. It's much easier, for example, Korea, which is a small
Really?
country.
Huh.
Oh yeah, Korea is economically is a potential.
And they're
Yeah.
good business people.
Oh yeah,
They
definitely.
they pay their
Oh,
bills on
definitely.
time.
Thailand.
Thailand. Wow.
Yeah, we are in Philippines as well. We are everywhere.
You're busy.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Thank
understand.
goodness.
So una cepa, is that right? Is that
Yeah,
how you
this
say
is
it?
una
How do you say
cepa.
it?
Una cepa.
Oh,
It
cepa.
is called una cepa. Una cepa means the vine, the plant.
Okay, yes.
That's the reason, because you see
It's
in
beautiful.
the
Yeah, it's a
you
really
see
pretty label.
the,
Beautiful.
the roots of the plant. The roots of the plant
Beautiful.
are in the label. It's what we want to
Yes.
you know, to
Who does-
remark
That's
the
beautiful.
plant. You know, the very important plant that is
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Fighting against the weather, fighting against
Everything.
everything, and finally gives you the fruit, you know, which is the grape. This wine has a lovely philosophy. It's made with, the grapes comes
The nose
from
is beautiful.
vines older than 70 years. So imagine.
Is this what we call old vine?
Exactly.
then, right.
From
So-
one plant, you get one bottle only.
Wow.
It's
Really?
incredible. It's a fantastic philosophy, because
Oh,
from one
Wait, so
plant,
how many?
70-year plus vine,
exactly
one bottle.
one bottle.
And so-
it would be like 4 or 5
Bunches,
clusters,
right.
bunches, and that's it. And from that 4 or 5 bunches, you make.
How do
You
you
make one bottle.
track that? Do you track that
Yeah.
one?
How
You could no. Could you? No.
how we
She's
track?
asking,
Track
I
the
think,
vines.
where.
Could you track
They don't
which-
make each plant into a bottle.
Right.
No, no.
But you can.
It's one-
I actually got to grow. I have a plant that has my name on it in Australia,
Oh, lovely.
and they're probably lying to me.
Yeah, I
right?
think
they
so.
tell me they can tell. I get bottles, and they can tell me which row. Maybe which row,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
right?
Maybe not.
But
maybe
not
not
which
sure.
vine.
No, probably not. It's kind of like.
That'd be like one lady dedicated to me, right? right.
And carrying that one bucket in the
But
yeah.
one basket
Yeah.
that says Nancy Hopkins.
But you should keep the fantasy.
Yeah, just
You
keep
know.
it. We don't
It's
want to
fine.
ruin it.
Sounds good. That's what I'm gonna write.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
beautiful.
What would be of this world without fantasy?
Yeah.
Imagine it.
So there's a lot of big nose on this, much more than.
So a lot of no's, yeah, and
love
25 months passing through 2 different types of oak,
Oh,
and another 3 years more in the barrel, in the bottle, into the bottle. After 25 months aged in barrel, we have another 3 years more in bottle.
so 25 months and 3 years.
Exactly.
Wait, 25 months and 3 years, so 5 years.
Exactly.
Oh, so this just released?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Wow, that's delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's an
So,
11.
Yeah.
Can you
2011?
tell us which
2011.
which bottle or the Oregon oak is involved in?
We have in the crianza mainly, the crianza, not every year,
Right.
because as I told you before, in Valduero, the aged in wood is not a method, an exact method. And we
see.
use the wood a little bit like the painter used the color for his paintings, you know. So here you can find here Canadian and French, and in the crianza you have Oregon, wood from Oregon, you have wood from France, and then you can have Oregon in the wines that are aged during more than 3 years, because it's easy to put them 3-4 months in Oregon wood.
Beautiful.
These are really
So
beautiful wines.
beautiful.
Thank you.
That is beautiful.
You're incredibly ethical winemakers. You are.
Yeah, well,
You are. I mean,
We
first
try
of all,
to- we try to,
sustainability.
in every of our
Right.
acts, we try to be ethical because finally, it's what we think that this world needs.
Right. I just
Yeah.
no, but I also, when you first talked it, you're also all about sustainability for the next generation, which
That's
is great.
important.
I mean,
We are not the main protagonist of this
Right.
world.
Right.
We should think that we are a small ant in the universe,
right.
and we should
It's
think
true.
in
And
what
leave
is
our-
going to happen after us.
Leave our footprint very lightly.
Yeah. And to be respectful with everything only can brings you something,
Right.
success and glad of being alive. If you what you give, you have.
Right. You get back.
You get back. It's my theory. It's probably can appear like something like something like a religion, but it's true. And when you give quality, you get back clients with quality,
Mm-hmm.
clients that appreciate what you are doing,
Right.
that say to you thank you, and that's
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
isn't it?
fantastic.
That's why you do it.
You can see it from the restaurants and from the club and everything.
Yeah,
Great quality people.
That's what we find. Now we are tasting the Valduero Reserva. We are tasting the Valduero Reserva.
And this one is Reserva 2010. 95 points decanter. That's great.
On the root for me, that would be good. Thank you. This one is 2000.
Oh, it's the same painter.
This one is the Reserva
Oh, that's
2010.
Wow.
Valduero is a winery that wants to be specialized in reservas. It's our vocation to make reservas. And here you have a reserva that it should be, in fact, almost a Grand Reserva, because
Right.
it's gonna be in different kinds of oak, 3 different kinds of oak. It is gonna be more than 30 months, and then another 3 years more into the bottle, resting and getting harmony into the bottle.
So it's 3.5 years.
It would be 6 years because we are in 2016 and we are tasting a Reserva 10, 2010.
Right.
By the way, it was an excellent vintage.
Yes,
And,
2010, yes.
yeah. And we got 95 points decanter, which is very
95 points is
it's very uncommon because decanter is an English magazine that is very very hard
Hard on
rating
wines, yes.
rating Spanish wines, and they have said that this one is the best Reserva of La Ribera del Duero.
Well, the nose on this is so beautiful.
It needs time. I mean, if you let it
Yes, you can.
be time
Yep.
into the glass and you move it.
You know what I think is amazing about this wine is that the tannins are soft, but yet you can still, like you say, you
Exactly.
can age this even more. You can feel it in the color. It's beautiful.
And the color is
caramelization.
like it's gonna be alive.
10 years from
like
now.
it has exactly.
And yet it's delicious right now. The tannins are very soft. Wow. Beautiful. The other thing I love about this
Wow.
wine, it tastes wonderful by itself, but I can
Yeah.
imagine what it's like with food.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really what you said about it. How soft the tannins are. It's really absolutely right. I honestly couldn't spit that. I couldn't. It was too
It's
delicious.
so good. But she
couldn't
gets to
either.
try it every
Oh,
day.
so good. Oh, that's beautiful. You really do make beautiful wines.
They are. Once you find it.
Once you
Yes.
find it.
Find it.
Yeah, if you can find it, you make great wines. No, we were so late. I'm sorry.
We were so lost. It's not even about wine.
Now
It's
we are
lost.
going to eat with these 2 very special wines. If you can pass me the bottles, I can explain you something. We are not going to taste now because we are
Okay.
now enjoying
Wow.
these lovely reservas. But after this tasting, we are going to have lunch
Wow.
with these two beautiful wines. These, believe me, are
2009 and
two
2005.
great
Wow.
bottle of
I'm
wines.
so excited.
Mm.
Wow.
Two Grand Reservas. Our Grand Reserva, that is 2005. Imagine we are in, it's 15
Let me get a
years.
picture of you
Oh,
with
no.
those.
15 years. And our Valduero 6 years, which nowadays we are in 2016, and this is a 2009. So
You call it Reserva Premium.
we call it Reserva Premium or 6 years.
Okay.
6 years. What we
Yes.
wanna make, what we gonna say with these 6 years is to give relevance to the fact that it has a minimum of 6 years age.
Okay.
Right.
6 years in bottle.
Exactly.
Okay.
3 years. No, 3 years and a half in barrel, and the rest till 6 into the bottle.
That's great.
So we are going to, these beautiful two Grand Reservas are reserved for us for our lunch.
Oh,
Wonderful.
thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
If you find yourself in this part of the world, this gorgeous part of the world, Ribera del Duero, you definitely have to visit Bodega Valduero. And you have to meet Carolina, who's going to take you through one of the most wonderful tastings. This is a winery that has incredible ethics, but also beautiful, beautiful wines. So I hope you'll join Carolina here, this beautiful place.
Thank you.
Won't let you fool around inside my mind. Your bad advice is badly timed to do or die.